Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't have to shout or jump about or have to talk real loud.
From breaking records to breaking barriers, she's the pop icon who's shaped music, culture, and style for over 4 decades. Whether it's her powerhouse performances, trailblazing albums, or fearless advocacy, Janet Jackson has never stopped evolving, and neither has her influence. Join me as we dive into the life, legacy, and lasting impact of the one and only Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson was born in Gary, Indiana, on May 16, 1966. She is the youngest of 10 children, and her brothers make up the famous Jackson 5. After the Jackson 5 signed a record deal with Motown in March 1969, the Jackson family moved to the Encino neighborhood of Los Angeles. She began performing on the variety show, The Jacksons, in 1976, along with her siblings, jump-starting her career in entertainment. After acting in several projects, including starring roles in the sitcoms Good Times, 1977, and A New Kind of Family, 1979 to 1980, her father and manager Joseph Jackson arranged a recording contract for her with A&M Records. Jackson has sold over 100 million records, making her one of the world's best-selling music artists. She has amassed an extensive catalog, with singles such as Nasty, Rhythm Nation, That's the Way Love Goes, Together Again, and All For You. She holds the record for the most consecutive top 10 entries on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 Singles chart by a female artist with 18. She is also the only artist in the history of the chart to have 7 commercial singles from one album, Rhythm Nation 1814, peak within the top 5 positions. In 2008, Billboard placed her number 7 on its list of the Hot 100 all-time top artists, and in 2010 ranked her 5th among the top 50 R&B/hip-hop artists of the past 25 years. In December 2016, the magazine named her the second most successful dance club artist after Madonna. Her accolades include 5 Grammy Awards, 11 Billboard Music Awards, 11 American Music Awards, an Academy Award nomination, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and 8 Guinness World Records entries. In 2019, she was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. About Janet Jackson's personal life. At 18, Janet Jackson eloped with singer James DeBarge in September 1984, but their marriage was annulled by November 1985. In 1986, she began a relationship with dancer, songwriter, and director Renee Elizondo Jr. They secretly married in March 1991, and their marriage only became public during their divorce. Elizondo later sued Jackson for an estimated $10 to $25 million, with a settlement reached when their divorce was finalized in October 2003. From 2002 to 2009, Jackson was in a relationship with music producer and rapper Jermaine Dupri. In October 2006, Jackson met Qatari businessman Wissam Al-Mana, and they started dating in 2010. They got engaged and married privately in 2012. In January 2017, at the age of 50, Jackson gave birth to their son, Issa Al-Mana. By April 2017, reports surfaced that the couple had separated and were pursuing a divorce, which Jackson confirmed the following month. In September 2024, Jackson gave an interview to The Guardian where she incorrectly stated that U.S. Vice President and presidential candidate Kamala Harris was not black, claiming her father's white. That's what I was told. Harris's father, Donald J. Harris, is a Jamaican immigrant. Some media outlets later reported an apology and retraction from Jackson, allegedly issued by her former manager Mol Masri. About Janet Jackson's solo career. Under A&M Records and the management of her father, Jackson released 2 albums, Janet Jackson, 1982, and Dream Street, 1984. After her second album, she terminated business affairs with her family and released her third album, Control, 1986, which featured a more urban and mature sound than her previous releases. Control was an immense success, receiving 6 Billboard Awards, 3 Grammy nominations, and winning 4 American Music Awards from 12 nominations. With the release of her fourth album, Rhythm Nation 1814, 1989, Jackson solidified her status as a star in her own right, away from the shadow of her famous family. It peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was certified platinum 6 times by the RIA. It was the first album in history to produce number 1 hits in 3 separate calendar years. The music video for the single Rhythm Nation is considered one of the most iconic and popular in history, establishing Jackson as a fashion icon. The long form of the Rhythm Nation music video also won a Grammy Award. Furthermore, her Rhythm Nation World Tour of 1990 was the most successful debut tour in history at the time and set a record for the fastest sell-out of Japan's Tokyo Dome. After fulfilling her A&M contract, Jackson signed a multimillion-dollar deal with Virgin Records. Valued at between $32 to $50 million, it was the largest female music recording contract of all time up to that point. Her first album with Virgin, Janet, 1993, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart and included 5 #1 singles, including the Grammy-winning single, That's the Way Love Goes. Her next 2 albums, The Velvet Rope, 1997, and All For You, 2001, also debuted at the top of the charts and sold a combined total of 16 million copies worldwide. At the end of the 1990s, she was named as the second most successful recording artist of the decade after Mariah Carey by Billboard magazine. Jackson's other releases include Damita Jo, 2004, 20 While, 2006, Discipline, 2008, and Unbreakable, 2015. Unbreakable was actually released under her own record label, Rhythm Nation, which she launched in partnership with BMG Rights Management. In 2019, she embarked on the Janet Jackson, a special 30th anniversary celebration of Rhythm Nation tour. In 2023, Jackson hit the road again on the Together Again tour. Decades into her career, Jackson remains an important pop artist with an impressive legacy. In 2004, Jackson became the most searched news story in internet history, as reported by the 2007 Guinness Book of World Records, when, during the Super Bowl halftime show, Justin Timberlake tore her shirt open, exposing one bare breast. Jackson called the moment an accident and refused to apologize to CBS. About Janet Jackson's net worth. Janet Jackson has an estimated net worth of $180 million. Janet Jackson accumulated a substantial fortune through her long-standing solo career in the rock music industry and various business ventures. In 1998, she purchased a 3-bedroom, 2,100 square foot apartment in New York City's One Central Park West building for $2.8 million. From her groundbreaking music to her unforgettable performances, Janet Jackson has inspired generations and redefined what it means to be a global icon. Her journey is far from over, and her influence will continue to shape the future of music and culture. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into her incredible career. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content on the legends who've changed the game.